Hi there and welcome back to my channel, Full Stack Explorers. Have you ever wondered how modern web applications are built? How you can learn and master the technologies that you can use to build your own full-stack projects from scratch? In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the MERN Stack, a widely used technology stack embraced by many leading companies. I'll guide you through 4 essential steps to start learning these technologies on your own. By the time you finish this video, you'll have a solid understanding of what the MERN Stack entails, its component technologies, and various resources for learning. You'll also have 5 project ideas that you can develop and showcase in your portfolio. Let's get started now. What is the MERN Stack? The MERN Stack, comprising MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node.js, is a cohesive set of technologies used for building efficient and scalable web applications. Its popularity stems from the seamless integration of each component, MongoDB's flexible data handling, Express.js's efficient server-side networking, React's dynamic user interfaces, and Node.js's powerful backend runtime environment. For beginners, the MERN Stack is a smart choice because it uses JavaScript across all layers, simplifying the learning curve. This uniformity, coupled with a strong community and ample learning resources, makes it an accessible and practical toolkit for anyone looking to dive into full-stack development. The MERN Stack is also heavily utilized in the industry, favored by startups and large enterprises alike for its efficiency and the robust modern web applications it can produce. This industry adoption not only validates its effectiveness but also opens up numerous career opportunities for those skilled in these technologies. Let's look at a brief overview of what each part of the MERN Stack looks like. React for frontend. The front end of a website is like the dining area of a restaurant. It's everything you see and interact with directly on a website: the layout, design, buttons, and text. For example, when you visit a website and see a beautiful homepage, interact with menus, or fill out forms, you're experiencing the front end. Node.js for backend. The backend is like the kitchen in a restaurant. It's where all the behind-the-scenes work happens. Includes the server, applications, and databases that work together to process the information you see on the front end. For example, when you order food, think like submit a form on website. The kitchen, think as the backend, processes the order. Think order as the data, and prepares your meal. Think the meal as the information or service you requested. MongoDB as database. A database in web development is similar to a restaurant's pantry or storage where all the ingredients data are kept. It stores and manages all the information needed by the website, like user profiles, content, and other data. For example, in an online store, the database stores product information, prices, user reviews, and customer details. Express.js as REST APIs. REST APIs are like the waiters in a restaurant. They are the messengers or go-betweens for the front end and back end. They take requests, like orders, from the front end, think as customer, fetch or update data in the back-end kitchen, and then return responses prepared orders. The terms post, put, delete, and get are types of requests used in REST APIs. Now let's discuss the MERN Stack Roadmap. Step 1. Learn the right amount of HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. The MERN Stack uses JavaScript heavily, so it's a natural first step to learn. In this section, you will look at the main things you will use day to day when creating full-stack MERN apps. Understanding JavaScript is like knowing the right amount of ingredients needed for a recipe. You don't need to master everything at once, just the essential ingredients that make your particular dish or your web project come to life. Variables in JavaScript. Or variables in JavaScript are like labeled jars in your kitchen. You can store things in them like numbers, text, and use these jars later in your cooking or coding. For example, a variable storing the user's name, so you can use it later to say hello name. Functions in JavaScript. Functions are like recipes in a cookbook. They are sets of instructions that perform a specific task. You can reuse these recipes whenever you need to perform that task again. For example, a function that calculates the total price of items in a shopping cart. There's so many things in JS, I cannot put all here though, so do your own some research. Step 2. Get familiar with React. Once you've got a feel for JavaScript, it's time to venture into the wonderful world of front-end development. React.js is a popular JavaScript library used for building user interfaces, particularly known for its efficiency in rendering dynamic, interactive web pages. It enables developers to create large web applications that can change data without reloading the page, making for a smoother user experience. Below is a list of common things you want to know when working with React. First, components. Think of components as individual Lego blocks in a large Lego model. Each block is a small, reusable piece that you can use to build different parts of your web application. For example, a button component in a website that can be used in many places, like for submitting a form or closing a pop-up. Second, JSX, known JavaScript XML. JSX lets you write your website's design code like HTML inside your JavaScript code. It's like writing the recipe and the cooking instructions in one place for easier reference. For example, writing a piece of JSX code that includes both JavaScript and HTML-like tags to create a user login form. Thirdly, props, known as properties. Props are like instructions or settings you pass to your Lego blocks components to tell them what they should look like or do. For example, passing a color prop to a button component to make it red or blue depending on the situation. State in React. State is like a personal notebook for each component, where it keeps track of its own information, like whether a button is clicked or not. For example, a like button keeping track of whether it has been liked or not. Hooks in React. Hooks are special tools in React that let you add features like state to your components without needing to use complex code structures. For example, using the useState hook to keep track of a counter in a component. Event handling in React. With event handling, this is how you tell a component to do something when a user interacts with it, like clicking a button or entering text in a form. For example, setting up an event handler so that when a user clicks a submit button, it sends their information to the server. Conditional rendering in React. This is like having a magic painting that can change its picture based on certain conditions. In React, you can show different components based on different conditions. For example, showing a login button if a user is not logged in and a logout button if they are. There are other topics like lists and keys, context API, fragments, etc. I'll let you guys to look up by yourself. Step 3. Understand REST APIs and how a backend server works using Express Node. Every UI needs a way to store and retrieve the data it needs to make the front-end work. This is where our backend comes in. In the MERN stack, the backend is composed of 3 main bits: Express, a Node.js server, and a database. We'll cover the database shortly. For now, we'll focus on the Express Node pieces of the MERN stack, as they're closely related. Express.js is a lightweight, flexible framework for Node.js, designed to build web applications and REST APIs with ease and efficiency. Node.js is a powerful JavaScript runtime that allows for the development of scalable server-side applications, making the duo a popular choice for backend development. Foundation for building web applications using Node.js. Think of Node.js as the foundation for constructing a modern building. It's a platform that lets you build web applications similar to how you would use a set of basic tools and materials to start building a house. You might hear this being referred to as the backend. For example, building a chat application where multiple users can send messages in real time. Streamlining REST API development using Express.js. Express is a helper tool for Node.js. It's like having a pre-built kit that makes building certain parts of your house easier and faster, providing templates and shortcuts so you don't have to start from scratch. For example, using Express to quickly set up routes for a website, like a route to a contact page or a product catalog. In Node.js, modules are like pre-made components or sections of a house like a bathroom unit or a kitchen set that you can simply choose and add to your building project. For example, adding a date-time module to display current times and dates on your web application. Step 4. Storing data with MongoDB and Mongoose. MongoDB is a NoSQL database that offers high flexibility and scalability for storing and managing data, making it ideal for handling large volumes and diverse types of data. Mongoose is an object data modeling ODM library for MongoDB, providing a straightforward schema-based solution to model application data, enhancing database interaction with useful features and validation. MongoDB, a NoSQL database. MongoDB is a type of database that stores data in a flexible, JSON-like format. This makes it different from traditional databases, which use tables and rows. It's great for handling large volumes of data and is very scalable. For example, using MongoDB to store user profiles where each profile can have different fields, collections, and documents in MongoDB. In MongoDB, data is stored in collections, which are similar to tables in a relational database. Inside these collections, data is stored in documents. Think of a document as a single record in your collection, like an entry in a diary or a contact in an address book. For example, a user's collection with documents each representing a user with details like name and email. Mongoose, a MongoDB object modeling tool. Mongoose is a library for Node.js that makes it easier to interact with MongoDB. It provides a straightforward, schema-based solution to model your application data. It's like having a personal assistant to help manage the communication between your application and MongoDB. For example, using Mongoose to easily add, retrieve, and manage user data in a MongoDB database. Schemas in MongoDB. In Mongoose, a schema is a structure that defines the format of the data to be stored in MongoDB, like defining fields and data types. Think of it as a blueprint for how your data should look. For example, creating a Mongoose schema for a blog post with fields like title, author, and content. Models in MongoDB. A model in Mongoose acts as a constructor, compiled from the schema definitions. It represents documents in a MongoDB database. Models are responsible for creating and reading documents from the underlying MongoDB database. For example, defining a user model based on a user schema to interact with the user's collection in the database. There are other topics in MongoDB, like CRUD operations, connecting to MongoDB, querying data in MongoDB, indexes, aggregation, and much more. Do look up to these topics by visiting the official MongoDB website and Reddit's documentation. Now finally, I will give 5 project ideas you can try today. First project is personal blog website. Users can read posts, and the admin can create, edit, or delete posts. The main focus should be basic CRUD operations, user authentication, integrating React with Express API, and using MongoDB for data storage. Second project is Task Manager to-do list. Functionality, users can add, view, edit, and delete tasks. Tasks can have deadlines and priority levels. Learning focus should be React state management, Express route handling, MongoDB operations, and basic UI development. Third project is Simple e-commerce site. Functionality, display products, add to cart, and checkout functionality. Admin features for adding or removing products. Learning focus should be React components for product listing, cart management, Express.js for product APIs, MongoDB for product data, and handling user inputs. Fourth project is Recipe sharing application. For functionality, users can post, view, edit, and delete recipes. Implement a rating or comment system for interaction. Learning focus should be File upload for images, user-generated content management, and MongoDB schema design. Fifth and last project is Chat application, functionality, real-time chat rooms, private messaging, and user profiles. Learning focus should be WebSockets with Node.js for real-time communication, MongoDB for message storage, and React for dynamic UI updates. Most of the projects which I mentioned above, I have made in Express.js already, which uses the React in it, so you guys can see those too. As we reach the end of our exploration of the MERN stack, I hope this guide has illuminated the path for your journey into the world of full-stack development. We've covered the fundamental components MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node.js, and delved into the practical aspects of building, testing, and deploying applications using this versatile stack. Remember, the road to mastering the MERN stack is both challenging and rewarding. Each project you undertake will add to your skills and confidence. Use the resources and project ideas provided as stepping stones to build your portfolio and deepen your understanding. The beauty of the MERN stack lies in its community-driven nature, so don't hesitate to seek help, collaborate, and share your experiences. That's it for now. If you guys like my video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel to support my work. I'll see you guys in the MERN stack series. Happy coding!